Stop. Do not drive to the airport this month, and do not walk into a DMV until you watch this specific update. We have been warning you about the changes to American driving laws for years. You heard about the Real ID deadline. You heard about the new kill switches in cars. You heard about the stricter renewal tests for seniors over 70. And for a long time, these were just distant threats. They were things that were coming soon. Well, look at your calendar. Soon has arrived. Starting in February 2026, a new federal option takes effect at airport security checkpoints that fundamentally changes how you travel without a real ID. If you are one of the millions of seniors who decided not to upgrade your license because it was too much hassle, you are about to pay a literal price for that decision. But the airport is just the tip of the iceberg. In this broadcast, we're going to break down the 3 pillars of the 2026 driving rulebook. First, we're going to discuss the new Confirm ID fee that begins this month. If you don't have the star on your license, bring your credit card to the security line. Second, we are going to expose the truth about the anti-drunk driving technology that is now standard in many 2026 vehicle models. Is it really a kill switch? Can it shut off your car if you are just tired? We have the technical manual here. And third, we are going to list the state-by-state crackdown on senior renewals. If you live in Illinois, California, or Florida, the age for mandatory road tests and vision screenings has shifted, and you might be driving on an invalid license right now without knowing it. This is not a drill. These laws are active. Let's get you compliant. We have to start with the Real ID update because this is the specific rule taking effect in February 2026. For the last year, since the May 7th deadline passed, travelers have been in a state of confusion. Can you fly with your old license? Will they turn you away? The Transportation Security Administration has officially rolled out a new protocol to handle the millions of Americans who still do not have a Real ID compliant license. Here is the new rule. If you show up to a TSA checkpoint with a standard, non-compliant driver's license, you will not necessarily be turned away. However, you will be diverted to a secondary screening lane. And starting in February, you may be given the option to use the TSA Confirm ID process. This is a modernized identity verification system. But here is the catch. It costs money. The TSA has introduced a fee option reported to be around $45 for travelers who need to verify their identity on the spot because they lack the proper credentials. Think about that. $45 just to get through the security line. If you fly twice a year, that is $90. A Real ID upgrade at the DMV usually costs around $30 and lasts for 8 years. So, by being stubborn and keeping your old license, you are effectively paying a convenience tax every time you travel. This is designed to force compliance. The government knows they can't simply ban 40% of the population from flying, so they are doing the next best thing. They are making it expensive and annoying to fly without the right ID. If you have a trip planned for the spring of 2026, look at your license right now. Is there a gold or black star in the top right corner? If not, go to the DMV this week. Do not wait for the week of your flight. The lines in 2026 are longer than ever because of this new enforcement. Now let's pivot to your car. If you bought a new vehicle in late 2025, or if you are shopping for a 2026 model, you need to understand the new technology that is no longer optional. We are talking about the NHTSA safety mandates. There has been a rumor circulating on Facebook that the government can shut off your car remotely. Let's separate the fear from the fact. The 2026 mandate involves automatic emergency braking and passive impairment detection. The AEB rule. By federal regulation, nearly all new passenger vehicles must now be equipped with automatic emergency braking that works at speeds up to 62 miles per hour. In the past, this was a luxury feature on expensive cars. Now, it is standard on a Toyota Corolla. Here's what this means for you as a senior driver. The car is watching the road. If you look down at the radio, or if your reaction time is slightly slower because of age and the traffic ahead stops, the car will slam on the brakes for you. This sounds great for safety, but it can be terrifying if you aren't expecting it. We have heard reports of seniors returning their new cars because they thought the brakes were glitching. They weren't glitching. They were saving you from a rear-end collision. You cannot turn this feature off permanently. It resets every time you start the car. You have to learn to drive with it. The kill switch reality. The infrastructure bill passed a few years ago required automakers to install technology to detect impaired driving. In 2026 models, this is appearing as driver monitoring systems. There are cameras on the dashboard pointing at you, the driver. They are tracking your eye movement. If your eyes close for too long, or if you are looking away from the road, the car will beep, vibrate the seat, and eventually, it can slow the vehicle down and pull over. It does not kill the engine while you are doing 70 miles per hour on the highway. That would be dangerous. But it will disable the cruise control and put the car in limp mode until you prove you are alert. If you are a senior who wears dark sunglasses, or if you have a medical condition that affects your eyelids, you need to test drive these cars carefully. Make sure the sensors can see you. If the car thinks you are asleep, it won't let you drive. Now let's move to the most critical section for your license: the renewal crackdown. States are under pressure to reduce accidents among the 70-plus demographic. Because they cannot pass a federal law banning seniors from driving they are using administrative rules to make it harder to renew. We are seeing a massive shift in Illinois. If you live in Illinois, pay attention. The state has one of the strictest renewal policies in the nation. Drivers aged 79 and older must renew their license every year, not every 4 years, every single year. And here's the kicker. You must take a road test to renew if you are over age 75. However, there is a change coming in July 2026 regarding the specific age brackets. The state is considering shifting the mandatory road test requirement to age 79 to reduce the backlog at the DMV. But until that rule is finalized, if you are 75 in Illinois, expect to get in the car with an examiner. If you fail that test, your license is revoked on the spot. Let's talk about California. The 70 rule is in full effect. If you are 70 or older, you cannot renew your license online anymore. You must go into a DMV office. Why? Because they need to give you a vision test and a knowledge test. But here is the good news for 2026. California has introduced an e-learning option for the written test. Instead of standing at a computer in the DMV lobby answering 25 questions under pressure, you can take a course at home on your computer. It takes about 45 minutes. You watch videos and answer questions. If you complete the course, you skip the written test at the DMV. I highly recommend this for seniors. It lowers the stress. You can do it at your own pace. But remember, the vision test is non-negotiable. If you cannot read the chart, they will give you a form to take to your eye doctor. If your doctor says you have cataracts or macular degeneration that limits your vision, the DMV will issue a restricted license. What is a restricted license? This is becoming the new normal for drivers over 80. Instead of taking your license away completely, the state adds codes to the back of the card. Code 01, corrective lenses. Code 62, no night driving. Code 63, no freeway driving. If you get a no night driving restriction, you are legally banned from operating a vehicle from sunset to sunrise. If a police officer pulls you over at 8 p.m. and sees that code, you are driving without a valid license. They can tow your car. Many seniors accept these restrictions voluntarily to avoid failing the road test. If you are struggling with glare at night, ask the DMV for this restriction. It might save your license. Now let's look at Florida. Florida has a mature driver law. If you are 80 or older, you must renew every 6 years, and you must pass a vision test at every renewal. However, Florida allows you to have the test done by your own doctor. You do not have to do it at the DMV. Download the Report of Eye Exam form from the Florida HSMV website. Take it to your optometrist, have them sign it, then you can renew by mail or online. This is a huge loophole that saves you from the DMV lines. Use it. Let's discuss the medical reporting trap. In 2026, medical databases are becoming more linked with state DMVs. In many states, if your doctor diagnoses you with early-stage dementia, Alzheimer's, or lapses in consciousness, they are legally required to report you to the DMV. This is called mandatory reporting. Once the DMV gets that report, they will send you a notice of re-examination. This is not a suspension yet. It is a letter saying, "We have received information about your health. You have 30 days to schedule a hearing." Do not ignore this letter. If you ignore it, your license is automatically suspended. You have the right to a hearing. You can bring medical evidence. You can bring a testimony from a driving instructor. But you must respond. Finally, we need to talk about insurance rates in 2026. Because of these new rules and the new technology in cars, insurance for seniors is skyrocketing. The actuaries know that even with AEB, older drivers are higher risk. However, there is a discount hack you can use. Almost every state mandates a mature driver discount if you take a defensive driving course. In 2026, you can take these courses online. offers one. AARP offers one. They cost about $20, but they save you 5% to 10% on your car insurance for 3 years. If your premium is $1,500 a year, that is a savings of $450 over 3 years. It pays for itself in the first month. Call your agent today and ask, "If I take the mature driver course, exactly how much will I save?" Summary of action items for February 2026. Check your license. Does it have the star? If not, are you willing to pay the $45 TSA fee? Check your renewal date. If you are turning 70 or 75, prepare for the in-person visit. Check your eyes. Go to the eye doctor before the DMV. Get your prescription updated. Check your car. If you bought a 2026 model, read the manual on the driver monitor. Do not let it surprise you on the highway. Driving is not a right, it is a privilege. And in 2026, the government is tightening the grip on that privilege. But if you follow the rules, if you get the real ID, if you take the online tests, and if you use the vision loopholes, you can stay on the road safely and legally. We will be tracking the specific rollout of the TSA Confirm ID fee this month. If we see reports of long lines or rejected passengers, we will issue a braking alert. Stay safe, buckle up, and watch your speed. I'll see you in the next update.